Welcome back, guys. Hey, how we doing today? It's me, Mr. Mask, here with more Reddit stories for you today. Not another theme today. No, another theme today. Just trying to. I was supposed to record with my friends today, but I overslept, and I apologize for that. Not really, but I apologize for that because I swear to you guys, I'm trying. I'm so trying. I just I suck at it. I just suck at it. All right, maintaining a schedule. I'm surprised I'm still doing this. In all honest to God, I get for a starting out thing. I think this I'm on. I think as of recording this, only had about 5 videos published so far. So hey, not bad with the views I get. Though if you guys do watch, you do enjoy, please leave a comment for me. I only get better with your guys' participate. See, I need your guys' help. I can't fucking English right. I can't at all. But yeah, no, guys, definitely let me know what you guys want to see. I would definitely benefit from more community feedback. Um, but hey, why don't we get started? I literally just saw this. I pulled up my app. I saw this on Best of Redditor updates, and I'm very curious. Uh, what what I'm in store for because this we're gonna start off heavy today, everybody. We're gonna start off really heavy. All right. So posted on Best of Redditor updates. And this was given to us. This was originally posted to r/marriage, and this says my husband said he fucking hates our baby and wishes it was never here. It got a new update. That's why it got posted in my feed. Um, so we got some trigger warnings here on the Boru here. We've got okay, so trigger warnings: neglect, verbal abuse, and emotional abuse. So if none of that is your guys' cup of tea, go ahead and skip to the next video. So let's get started, okay? So this was originally posted on August 1st, 2024. Obviously this year. So my husband has no so this starts off with my husband has no patience with our 4-month-old. We're older parents. I'm 43, my husband is 55. Ooh. I know we usually don't like the age gaps diminish, but if this guy's acting this way and he's 55 and she's 43, that's 12 years apart. Kind of curious about how he's kind of been. But let's see here. All right, so we've been married for 2 years, and our son wasn't planned. Ooh, 2 years. Okay, so they just recently got married. Holy shit. I mean, yeah. All right. At first, he was happy, but once the baby arrived, I realized he was no longer happy. He rarely helps with the baby, claiming he doesn't know how to do anything, despite me showing him simple tasks like changing diapers and putting on clothes. He says it's too hard and never truly tries, so I've been doing it all myself. Our baby had colic and would cry more than usual. My husband hated that and would get very annoyed if our son cried for more than 5 minutes. He would yell at me, do something, get him to shut up, and never once tried to help. I felt so alone during the first few weeks after our son was born. Then my husband began to complaining that the baby was taking up all my time and I had no time for him. Now our son is 4 months old and has started being very clingy, crying every time I put him down. It's been really frustrating because there are times I have to set him down, but I would never let him cry for more than 10 minutes. Yesterday I had to run an errand and left my husband to look after our son. I wasn't gone for long. It was probably 15 minutes after I left. When he called me saying I need to come back because he couldn't get the baby to stop crying, I told him to try taking the baby outside. Shortly after, I got a notification from the baby monitor and saw our son crying in his crib crying. I was so frustrated that I turned around and came back home. When I got back, our son was still in his crib crying and my husband was just sitting on the couch. I was furious and asked him why he left the baby crying for so long. He said I couldn't get him to stop. I fucking hate that thing and I wish it was never here. His comment surprised and saddened me. I know everyone gets frustrated at times, but I feel like his comment was over the top. And I don't know what to do anymore. There's another update to this, but I just kind of want to point out, what is up with all these damn Reddit dads? Like, what? Why would you even say that? Like, I can get the frustration. I can get frustrations. I can even, and this might be a hot take here, I could even understand if you said things like, I think maybe this was a mistake. I don't think I'm good. I could be a parent. I didn't realize how hard parenting was. But to me, it sounds like he's not even trying to put the effort in. This 55-year-old man, so let's see, we're in 2024, 54, so he's 55. So I want to say he was born in the 70s and experienced the 80s and the 90s. So yeah, this motherfucker grew up probably hoping he lived the apple pie life. Didn't realize times are changing, my guy. We're in a fucking horrible economic state right now, and, everybody needs to fucking pitch in, and you two just had a baby. You two, I don't know their financial situation, but you just had a baby. You're older people. Of course your wife's gonna need more help. What the fuck, dude? Come on. Get your fucking head out of your ass and fucking be a dad. Fucking what? Fucking what? Am I saying fuck too much? I don't give a fuck. Alright. So, new update. This was 4 days later on August 5th. Says, I'm planning on an exit strategy that my husband doesn't know about, even though he apologized for saying he hated our baby and wished it wasn't here. I no longer trust him. Recently, he has been trying to make amends, but I'm still uncertain about my feelings towards him. This morning, I woke up later than usual and found that both he and my son were gone. He had taken our son for a walk without informing me, which made me panic and almost call the police. They returned just before I did. I told him not to go anywhere with our son because I no longer trust him. He insisted he would never harm his son and that his comment was made out of frustration. He felt I was overreacting and was hurt when I viewed him as a terrible person. I told him only a terrible person would say that they hated their helpless baby and wish they weren't here. Despite his efforts to help more by changing diapers and feeding our son, I'm struggling to move past his hurtful comments. He has 4 adult children from a previous marriage, and he has a close relationship with them. From what I've seen, he seems to be a good father, and some people have suggested he might have postpartum depression. But when I brought it up, he dismissed it, saying he just gets irritated when our son cries for too long. He claims he's working on his patience, but I wonder if his age contributes to his lack of patience with our 4-month-old. I'm in my head a lot. Deep down, I think I know what I need to do to keep my child safe. But another part of me wants to give him another chance. Had to delete my account due to an overwhelming amount of emails, but here's the link to my first post. So that's not I don't think that's a new update, but I think I have read this story before. Jesus Christ. Look, no, I'm not. Make this very fucking clear. There is no sympathy I have for this man. Well, yeah, no, there is no sympathy I have for this man. I only feel a little bit bad on this one thing. Because you can't feel sympathy for this man. You can't. What the fuck? What? Huh? Look, even if he hadn't said that comment, he was already being a shit dad. He's doing this because of what he said. He realized how his wife is looking at him. He's hoping that by doing these little small things, he'll change her mind. That's not how that works. That's not how it works. She's not only taking what you said, but how you've been acting beforehand. You basically told you're basically telling her, shut that thing up. Shut it up. That's what you're saying. And then you go saying, oh, I wish he was never here, and all this stupid shit. But I will concede this. He's got 4 adult children. From previous marriage. So I can see the frustration in a way. Imagine you raised 4 children, and I'm actually kind of curious how he raised these kids. We're gonna very much very much hoping these next updates answer that. I'm kind of curious if these kids were raised by him or their moms. Oh my god. Got a little bit of GERD right there. Holy fuck. Wee. But no. What? In what world? In what fucking world, guys, there's too much evidence against him. The only thing I can think of, and this is such, I hate it when this happens, when you say one stupid fucking thing. You say one stupid fucking thing, and the trust you have with people, or the person you said this to, all that trust over years is gone like an instant. It's like fucking money. Hard to fucking build, easy enough to, very fucking easy to lose. So, that's my only thing I feel a little bit bad for. And it's an itty bitty tiny bitty bitty bittiness. Like, it's, no. No. Like, how did you expect that to work, dude? How did you expect that to work? Okay, so we got so Boru added some relevant comments here. So OOP, when asked if it was a head injury since her husband is a father and had kids before, he's never had a head injury. He mentioned that he doesn't remember his own kids crying as much as our baby does. Oh, I did forget to mention this. There is an idea of postpartum depression. Like I said, I think this dude's age and the time he grew up in, it does seem like, if my math is right, he at least was he was at least a teenager around the 80s. Alright? So, because he had to have been born in the 70s. He's 54. Because my parents were born in the 80s. They're 40 now. So maybe late 60s, early 70s. Yeah, so he had to have been a teenager around the 80s. And there's back then, that time, the men still don't do therapy. They don't do all this shit. They don't help themselves mentally to fix this shit. And this man sounds like he's fucking stubborn and is not going to. I'm very pissed. This man sounds like a fucking prick. He sounds like very much a fucking prick. So, let's go on here. And postpartum, if he's not willing to help himself with the postpartum depression, there's not much she can do. It's the way I look at it with women too. It's like, you can try your best to help your partner with their postpartum, but if they're not willing, you can't help people who aren't willing to help themselves. You can't. It's unfortunate. I wish you could, but you can't. Okay. So she said. So another commenter asks, had her husband been a hands-on father in the past? She says, she replied to that saying, I've tried to get him to help with our baby, but he keeps saying he doesn't know what to do despite me showing him. He admitted that he never did anything for his kids. His ex-wife did everything. Okay, yeah. Fuck you. Ain't no way in hell. 4 adult children. Your ex-wife is the one who raised them? Yeah, I completely brushed past that, didn't I? My man had 4 adult kids, and you tell me he doesn't know how to change a fucking diaper? Not once. It's like, hi, honey. It's like, hi, honey. I'm home. Top of the morning to you. And, she's like, oh, honey, I'm hoping that you, I've got little Jimmy over here, and this one's running around, and I need help doing diapers. And it's like, no, dear, where is dinner? And I'm gonna sit here on the couch and watch TV. Or whatever my fucking impression is of this douchebag. Like, it's... What? Oh, I don't want to change a stinky diaper. No, thank you, ma'am. Or, no, thank you, ma'am. This dude can eat a bag of dicks. Fuck you. Alright? Put on your big boy pants. Just get them all up there. Just get them all up there. Fucking put some gloves on. I remember my first time changing a diaper. It was awful. I almost threw up on the poor kid. Alright? And it was a 4-year-old. Alright? It was a 4-year-old, I think. 4-year-olds still in diapers? I think 4-year-olds are still in diapers. Was that weird? It was my uncle's kid and I was watching him. But no, that was some stinky shit. So I can understand wanting to glove up. It might be over dramatic, but I can understand. Maybe put yourself a fucking clothespin on your nose. But you fucking go in there, you fucking brave the trenches, and you get that shit done! Like, this dude is, like, legit pissed me off. I've never been more pissed at a story than I have this one. I don't think so. And, like, the other ones that are so bad, like, it's not that I'm, like the very ones, like, that involve rape or death or all this shit. Like, that does upset me, but I'm more of a, holy fuck. Whoever's the victim in this needs to get the fuck out. I'm less worried about the fucking, like, I'm worried about the murderer, but I'm more worried about the safety of the person involved. But no, he sucks. Fuck this dude. I fucked this dude straight in the asshole. Alright, so OP then comments on another thing. She says, I'm not judging him for expressing frustration. We all get frustrated at some point, but I'm currently at my breaking point. My issue with him is that every single time our son cries for longer than 5 minutes, he yells at me to shut him up or do something now. And he doesn't even help or even attempt to. He's only started showing some interest in our son recently because I think he fears I will leave. Yeah, that's exactly why. OP. I'm sorry. OP. Like, this is ridiculous. So, this is the new update. Update 2, this was made on the 16th. So, I know most people might think I'm crazy for leaving him alone with our son again after he said he fucking hated him and wished he wasn't here. Oh, I'm sorry. My irritation at this story is affecting my voice. I'm so sorry for giving OP this aggressive-ass voice. But I thought things had gotten better. He told me to take some time for myself today, but then he texted me while I was out saying he needed a break. It completely ruined my me time and gave me so much anxiety. I was already uncomfortable leaving them, but he kept reassuring me that everything would be fine. Dude, grow the fuck up. Alright, our baby's going through the clingy phase right now, and I've tried to explain to him that it's normal, but he thinks I'm enabling it by holding him too much. It just feels like things aren't getting better. I don't know if I'm overreacting or if he's right that I'm holding our son too much. I'm just so frustrated right now. Okay, she does give 2 texts, but I don't know how to put text in the video. I think I'll try, but on the off chance I don't, you're going to listen to me in the next minute or two fucking read off these text transcripts, which... Okay, so H for hubby. Hubby, or H, text, he cries every time I put him down. It is all your fault because you hold him all day. When are you coming back home? I need a break. I can't get him to stop crying. You need to come home now. OOP responds and says, it's almost time for a nap. I think he's just tired. Can you put him in the crib now? OOP, I'll just say when I'm changing. I'll be home in an hour. I haven't been gone that long and you're asking for a break. You literally told me I could go. I asked you more than once if you were okay taking care of him. You said it was okay. H responds, not if he's crying the entire time. I am not okay with that. OP responds, you're always complaining. It's so exhausting at this point. H, because you're not getting the point. You're making it hard for me. Not if he's crying the entire time. I'm not okay with that. OP responds, oh shit, hang on. I think these are repeats. He's crying every time I put him down. You get mad at me for letting him cry. OP responds, if you need to get stuff done, then it's okay to put him down and let him cry for a bit. I have no issue with that. You're trying to ruin the little time I have for myself. That's exactly what you're doing. H, every time I try to talk to you, you get defensive It's not like you don't want me to say anything. It's like you don't want me to say anything. OOP responds, because you're not making any sense and you're trying to pick a fight with me because you have to look after your child. Oh my god, and that's the end. We're on a cliffhanger here, folks. OOP, dear God, I need an update. I need an update. Leave this sack of shit. I don't know, though. I don't know. She's 42 is what it is. I think she's 42. He's 55. This motherfucker. Are you kidding me? No. Hell no. Hell no. She's got to go home. I'm sorry. I know that sucks, but she's got to go home so she can make sure the kid is okay. She shouldn't have to. She should not have to make sure the kid is okay. She should be able to... He should be able to fucking look at the kid. They've been working. Look, if they had both been like a team on this, I would literally say... I would be telling you guys, okay, so he needs to give her a break, and then she can give him a break, and they can have those days, those me time days. But he's not! He's not! Oh, fuck me. Look, I don't like to do the whole gendering thing. I know I have done that a lot on different videos. But, like, to every woman out there who has to deal with a man like this, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. To me, it's unfathomable. I have a child. It's my responsibility. I have to take care of this kid. I feel it in my bones. I have to. Doesn't matter my feelings on the subject. This baby's my responsibility for 18 years. I need to make sure this kid grows up and has the ability to decide for itself what the fuck it's going to be in the future. Oh, guys, my soul hurts right now, fellas. Whew, let me calm down. I'm going to need a minute. Oh, whew. Just dab myself with a little key. Oh, this story took a lot out of me. That story just took a lot out of me. Do I want to read? I'm not going to read any of the comments for this story on the best of Redditor stuff. This dude sucks. I want her to leave him, but I do understand that she probably doesn't. Depending on like her parents, like even if they're like say if her mom had her like at what I consume is the youngest age, while not appropriate, but at least young enough, 16, then her mom would literally no shit, be only a few years older than this fuckhead. Her mom and dad. This, like, 62 would be her parents. Like, what the fuck? Are you fucking kidding me? Fuck this dude. Just fuck this dude. Let's go on to another thing. I would call the ex. I would no shit. I know she probably doesn't want to, but I would get in contact with the ex-wife or maybe the adult children and ask for help. You have to ask for help. There has to be something you can do. There needs to be someone you can reach out. Ugh. Ooh. She got a Venmo. I don't have any money to give her. I got well wishes. That's all I got. I'm sorry, OP. OOP. Alright, guys. Let's go on to another thing. Okay. Ooh, this is new. So, this is from Am I the Asshole? And again, this is another blind one. This is one I just saw on my feed. I had a bunch of stories saved up for you guys, but these are actually getting pretty cool. Alright, so this one is from Am I the Asshole? And this one states, Am I the asshole for what I said when my parents announced they were having a baby? So my parents have 7 kids. Holy fuck, you were one away from being Octomom. I understand that was the show about the octuplets, but still. It's okay, my coworker has about 5 kids, and my uncle has about almost 10. So, there's me. Okay, there's me, 16 male. I assume these are all fake names. I hope to God they're all fake names. So, Kayla, 13 female. Robin, 12 male. Sam, 10 male. Lacey, 8 female. Zoe, 6 female. And Robbie, 4 male. So this dude, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4 boys and 3 girls. So this says, they only ever intended to have 2 kids, and even with me and Kayla alone, they'd still struggle. My parents don't have great jobs. We never had much space in our house to begin with, and now we're all crammed in. I started working at 13 to get money so I could pay for stuff I needed, like a laptop, which I don't have access to when my school first shut, which I didn't have access to when my school first shut down. Ooh, this is gonna be a juicy one. I can feel my blood pressure rising. I feel like Batman. Alright. I am the night. I am vengeance. I am Mr. Mask. Oh yeah. We didn't even have internet then. My parents swore they were done with Robbie. And they'd get us back on track. And that I wouldn't need to work just to pay for stuff I needed for school. The weight of being the oldest is already a lot, and I have paid for stuff before I babysit so my parents can work nights or get a break. I take care of the house most days so they can focus on earning money, but it's a lot. We're really too big of a family for what we can actually afford. My parents get help from the government, but it doesn't go far because they're not good with money or with buying groceries. When no baby came right after Robbie, I thought they were serious, and I started to think about my future. I'd love to learn to cook better and work in a restaurant. Not college exactly, because we could never afford it. My grades aren't good enough, but something. Then Monday, my parents sat us down and told us they're having another baby, and Mom is like 14 weeks pregnant. They knew for 7 weeks and didn't tell us until they were ready. My siblings were mostly surprised, but me, I said not again. I think I even cried a little, which caught me off guard because I'm not a crier usually. This was apparently enough to break me, though. My parents got so angry at me and told me to check my attitude. I told them they gave me this attitude by being so reckless and putting so much on me. And now they've broken their promise. And we're going to struggle even more than before. They told me to stop acting like they're doing something to me. That accidents happen and they never abort even if they could. They told me to focus on making things okay and less being so negative. I know people say that having money isn't as important as long as you have a loving family, and maybe that's true for some people, but mine feels like a weight I have to carry and not something I'm blessed with. They're a responsibility on me, a burden really, and maybe that's an awful thing to say, but it's how I really feel. I hate worrying about what'll happen if they can't afford the bills, or if my laptop breaks and I can't afford to fix it or get a new one, or what if we can't afford food and we can, but I have to pay for groceries instead of saving. Am I the asshole? All right, it's time we address something in the room, fellas. There are definitely kids that take care of their siblings more than their parents. And to all you great parents out there who understand that the kids are your responsibility and not their siblings, even those of you who realize that and just need your sibling to help out while you are actually good with your money, to make sure while you're at work making money, and then when you come home, and then all that shit. Like, no, I understand that. Like, for example, my little brother's only 4 years apart from me, but I remember being left at home at 8 because my mom and my dad had broken up again, and I was left alone. Me and my older cousin were left alone to watch after my brother. So that shit gets rough. And I wasn't the best brother in the world because he was still snot-nosed little sibling to me. This shit, he's 16. He's 16 fucking years old. And he's dealing with this shit. As an older brother, I relate to him. This is fucked. I'm sorry, you guys can't afford to get get your fucking vasectomy and your tubes tied. Make sure that shit is doubly knocked down. Make sure, you have enough kids. A lot of people be like, oh, you still want more kids? Well, put it on ice. No, you have 7 kids. You're now about on your 8th one. You're on your 8th one, guys. You are octo parents. Tie it up. Fucking tie it up. I hate to tell anybody what to do with their own body. It's your body, your choices. But no shit, your oldest isn't even out of the house yet. You have so many kids. Are you kidding? Ooh, I feel like this mixed with the previous story is just boiling. This is boiling me blood, laddies. It's like, ah! Yeah, I'm pissed. I'm very, very pissed. You can tell. But okay, I'm gonna calm down for a minute. Woo, woosa, woosa, woo, woosa. Jesus fucking Christ, on a stick. But no, seriously, they have to stop. Get a vasectomy. Get your tubes tied. I don't care which. One of you's got to stop being able to produce. Okay? Because this is a lot. It sounds like you're all struggling financially. In what world did you guys think it would be cool to bring in another kid? It sounds like they're pro-life people. And I don't want to assume, but it sounds like they're pro-life people. And look, I'm pro I don't give a fuck. Because I don't like to get into arguments with people for the most part when it comes to this shit. In all honesty, it should be pro-choice, but we don't live in a perfect world, unfortunately, where fucking everybody respects another person's body. And it's also this, like, people that don't abort and they believe pro-life choice. I agree, because I don't think I could ever abort my children. In all honesty, because that's another breaking point with me. It's something I talk to my partners a lot about. It's like, hey, listen to me. I will support you. I will help you pay for the abortion. But after that, you and me are probably done. Because I don't know if I can live in a relationship where you guys are, where my kid is not there. And I know I just got rid of my own child. But out of respect for the mother and respect for the in respect for her body, and it's not just that, because there's so many complications with pregnancies and all this stuff, and that's where my thought is all the time, right? So my thought is always like health, like, are you going to be safe? Are you going to be okay? Like, if a pregnancy complicates that, absolutely, you need to do it. And hell, even if it's like, I don't even want a baby, it's like, it'd be one of those things where I myself have to kind of, I feel like I'm getting off topic, but just to give you some vulnerableness about me. It's one of those things that, it's like, okay, you don't want the baby. Is there any chance I can convince you to go through with the pregnancy? And then after you do it, I'll pay for all your medical things. I will help you get therapy if PPD symptoms show up. I will help you all these steps of the way. But then transfer the full parental rights to me. I will go off and do my own thing with this child, and I will raise this child. And if you ever want to come back in, or depending on what kind of mother she is, by that I mean very abusive, like about to kill my kid, and it's not a result of PPD. And even PPD, I need to be absolutely sure this kid is safe. But it'd be like, I'm going to take care of this kid. And if you want to come back into the picture, midway, somewhere through the child's life, we'll ease you back in, but I'm sure we can make it happen. Because she and I didn't leave on bad terms. We left because, I would like to raise this kid, and she did not. That would be my big thing, because nobody's at fault in that situation, right? She didn't want kids. She got pregnant. I would like to raise my child, my son or my daughter. And I would very much like them, and I would very much like to do that, and I can totally understand. But if I can't convince them, then that's when I'm like, okay, you've made your choice. It is your body. It is your choice. I'm going to pay for everything, but I'm going to tell you this now, and this is not me trying to be sneaky or manipulative. I'm not telling you this so you go through with it. I'm telling you this because these are my feelings. I don't think I can continue on with the relationship. I love you with all my heart. But that is just, it'll leave a big ass hole in my heart, is basically it. I think we did have a pregnancy scare, and last girl I had, she wanted to terminate, she was like, we had a pregnancy scare. She didn't know if she was pregnant, but she said if she did, she wanted an abortion. Now, she got really crazy after that. But, I did have a situation where I told her, like, I have no problem going through with an abortion. But just know, I don't think our relationship, I can be with you if that is the case. And she did kind of flip out on me, and I had to calm her down and tell her, listen, I'm not, like, there's nothing, you did nothing wrong. This is all on me. These are my feelings, and these are my responsibilities. This is what I'm telling you. This is what I cannot do. I cannot maintain a relationship with you if this is it. If this is how the kid is. If we can't have a kid together, you know. And it's not even really like, I know a lot of people's like, so you want kids. I would like to one day have kids. Absolutely. But I'm just fine never having kids. I like to be in the middle of the spectrum, because you never know. In the end of the day, like, for me, at the moment, I'm not parent ready. I'm not parent ready at all. I live with a roommate. I do live in a bigger place than my last place, but it's not a place that I'm there. And you never know. Like, if my girl doesn't want to have kids, then guess what? Guess what, boys? We're gonna, depending on how long this relationship is, maybe 2 years, 3 years down the line, I'm getting the snippy snip. Because if I'm still in this relationship with this woman who does not want kids, this means I value that relationship more than I value being a parent. So, for her, I'm getting the old snippy snip. And hell, I might put some sperm on ice for somewhere down the fucking line. If she does eventually tell me, would you change your mind? Because I'll ask, would you think about changing your mind in the future? And if she says yes or no, depends on whether or not I put the sperm in ice. And depending on how much that costs. I'm not a rich man, guys. I think $100 is too much. I got way off topic there. I got way off topic. We're 37 minutes into the video. So let's see here. So comments. Let's see, top comment. So this has a total of 16.4K upvotes. So not the asshole. This is a no-win situation. You do not have to ever babysit your siblings. You don't. No. This is not your responsibility. But then if you didn't watch the kids, there would be less money to feed the kids. Essentially, there are 3 parents in this household, and 2 of them are acting very irresponsible, which is increasing the workload of parent number 3. You should consider enlisting in the Air Force or the Navy when you're old enough. Even a good line cook won't allow you an income to leave home. So that's a trap, or you will still live at home and be pressured to watch the kiddos. Study hard for the ASVAB. I have no idea what that's spelled. ASVAB. Get a high score. Get a high score so you can get a good training for a skilled job. Then enlist for 4 or 6 years, whatever the minimum is. Get out and go into government contracting. There's good money there, and it's fairly safe in terms of job security. So, I'm going to stop because OP does respond to that comment, but I agreed with that comment until it was like one of those things where he's telling the guy, okay, so no offense, you're going to have to change your whole dreams. And I get it. He is struggling financially. He is. I agree that enlisting with the military is a good out for him. That is a open door. A lot of my family members did it. A lot of my friends have done it. It was never for me. I didn't do it, but it's an open door. I I disagree with the comment trying to dictate that he needs to just give up. It just sounds like it sounds like the comment was implying that OP just needs to keep cooking as a hobby, not a passion. At least not at the moment. And to that I say, I think OP is more than allowed to go live his life. His money that he needs to save, enlist in the military for 4 years, save that paycheck. Yes, maybe get some other training out there. But that doesn't mean you have to give up your dreams of cooking, right? But yeah, I agree and I don't agree at the same time with that comment. So OP responds to that and says, the military is not for me. I get that people think it's great, but that would not be a good option for me. Honestly, even without the money, I won't be staying once I'm old enough to leave. I'd rather be homeless and couch surf and figure something else out. The person replies, says, whatever you do, you must leave your home. It is going to hurt when it happens. You will be guilted about leaving, and your next sibling, Kayla, will likely end up taking on the responsibility that you have now. Make a plan, keep it secret, do not tell anyone in your family. Get your own bank account if you can. Leaving as soon as possible after turning 18, even if it's staying with a friend or a relative. Google parentification. That is what has happened to you. Wishing you luck in the future, not the asshole. Oh, yeah. But, fuck. Yeah. Yeah. These fucking idiot parents, they're gonna fucking turn the next kid into parent number 3. Like the original commenter said. No, yeah, these fuckers are going to do that, and that's fucked. But, oh, I hate to say it. Oh, no, don't make me say it, Reddit. Oh, no. Oh, God. But, oh, I'm going to say it. This is going to sound fucked. Hot take. Better her than OP. I feel so shitty just saying that. Ow! Guys. Yeah, I feel shitty just saying that. But, because I don't want him to... and, I don't think as a sibling he's going to want to step on his other sibling. And I think he's realized... And I think that comment, if he didn't think about that before, he thinks about it now. Kayla's getting fucked next. She's totally getting fucked next. It's awful. I can't even think about it right now. But, let's go on to another comment here. These fucking parents piss me off, dude. Okay, not the asshole. Your feelings are perfectly reasonable. You still need to think about your future. Don't let their decision to have another child derail you. Keep saving. Groceries are not your responsibility. OP says, they're not, but we do need to be able to eat. And then somebody else replies, and yeah, okay, maybe this might needs to be what it is. Then it's time to call protective services that the kids are starving at home and going without basic necessities. You're not required at all to provide for them, especially as a minor. Pocket all your money you get. You'll need it when you flee at 18. Yeah, he's gonna flee. There's no runaway. And these parents are not. Oh God. So yeah, we're gonna find another story, but my heart breaks for OP there, guys. Like that's not okay. Like. Oh God. All right, let's see here. Okay, here we go. This one's interesting. No genders on this one, I think. Okay, so this is called "Am I the Asshole?" and this was posted. This is actually an older post from a year ago. Am I the asshole for telling my kids I don't care if they ever have kids? So it says, I, 59, have a son, 40, from when I was young and dumb. He has 6 kids with his wife. I have 2 kids from my marriage. A newborn child, an NB child, 24. What the fuck does NB? NB? And a daughter, 21. Okay. Alright, okay, so she has 3 kids. Alright, they both know they have an older half brother and nieces and nephews through him, but haven't been interested in him since they were young. He lived in a developing country with his mom, so it's not like he would have been a huge part of their lives. He's a huge part of mine. He is a huge part of mine. His mom and I are still close friends, and I provided for him his entire life in helping her get an education. She's a government official in our home country, and my son is a doctor there. I live in Ohio. Hey. Oh, fuck. I just outed out where I live, didn't I? Shh. Keep it on the down low. I live in Ohio with my wife and kids, and neither of my children with my wife have any desire to have kids. My non-binary. A-N-B. Okay, non-binary. I have non-binary child, 24 and a daughter. Okay. I live in Ohio with my wife and kids. Neither of my kids with my wife have any desire to have kids. My AMAB child is non-binary. My daughter is a lesbian. I don't care. I still love them both. They sat me down this summer to tell me they aren't planning on having children. I told them that I respect their decision, and I hope they have the lives they want. I guess that wasn't the response they were expecting. They got really upset and said I didn't care about them, and I didn't care about them, and this has got to be some fucked up thing in the sentence. And they were born. I told them that I love them, and I don't want them to make any choices for them. I told them that, and I don't want them to make any choices for themselves based on what I would want them to do. Okay. They said I don't care about what they do because I already have 6 grandchildren. They said their mom was really hurt when they talked to her, and that I was an emotionless asshole for not caring that they won't be having kids. My wife and I travel to see my grandchildren all the time. She loves them all, and they consider her their grandmother. Our kids have not come with us since my daughter was 13. They don't like the country I was born in. My wife and I plan to retire there. I am not sure what they were expecting from me. I am respecting their decisions for their lives, but both of them think I don't care since I already have grandchildren without them. What the fuck? What the fuck? Okay, so I started looking for posts. I think I know. This is going to be a theme. This is, should they have kids or not? So, this will be a themed episode. Hey, there we go. Got that out of the way. Should these... these two are acting like fucking brats. Okay. You told your dad you're not... Because this is what it sounds like. He's I don't want to... He did not put a gender on there. So, I don't want to assume. But they're other. Right? Their other parent aside from their wife. Aside from their mom. That she that they're not having kids, and then when their dad said that's fine, it's okay, they took that to mean what exactly? They took that to mean that their dad didn't care, like they figure their dad would put up more of a fight, but they assume he doesn't care because he already has grandkids? Where does that make sense? Common sense ain't too common for some people. Sounds like... See, this is what I always worried about. Like, I just had a friend who transitioned recently. They came out to us and came out to our friend group and told us they transitioned. We didn't care. We didn't care. And I always worried that if I came off too nonchalant about it, that I would be considered an asshole. Which is what apparently has happened to this man. And it's about kids, not transitioning. 2 different subjects, same... What I assumed and what happened to this dude were the results I expected. Were the results that happened. I don't understand. Why do you care? Why do you care that much? Why do you want to fight with your dad so much? There has to be something I'm not seeing here. There's something I'm not thinking about. Like, what's their relationship with their dad like? Is it that bad that they expect to fight every time they talk to him? Obviously not, because he's apparently respected their decision to not go abroad with them to go visit their half-brother since the daughter was at least 13. think the non-binary child, they were, what, 15? 16? So they at least respect their... They at least respect their dad at least respects them enough not to force it on them. This confuses the fuck out of me. So, let's read some comments on here, because this is just weird. Okay. Top comment with 9.9k upvotes says, not the asshole. It would be different if you simply implied you wouldn't care if they had children. But you said you don't really pay mind to... Not the asshole. It would be different if you simply said you wouldn't care if they had children, but you said you don't really pay mind to them being child-free. As someone who doesn't want kids myself, their response just seems odd. Someone responded to that, says, I think they were looking for a response which would have turned into a fight, and then they were disappointed. Now they are upset that he didn't play into their trap. Not the asshole. So, another top comment says, your kids sound like they want you to be upset about it. That's messed up. You love and support them and they get upset about it? How does that make you emotionless and unfeeling? Are they trying to manipulate you? Hard, not the asshole. Someone replies to that and says, they kind of sound butthurt that OP is doting over the grandkids instead of the adult offspring, which is creepy to say the least. Like, duh, grandparents dote over grandkids and not adult offspring. Welcome to human history. Oh, Jesus Christ. Another person writes, not the asshole. You kids just want to complain about something. This is long. Holy shit, this is a long fucking comment. But it's got 1.8k upvotes. They resent their half-brother. They resent their nieces and nephews. They resent you take multiple trips a year to this other country. They resent that money is sent abroad for the family. They probably resent your retirement plans. If you had an emotional reaction to them not having kids, then it would have been, why don't you support who we are like you support brother? There's no way you could do well in that conversation in their eyes, but you did the right thing. Make sure you are giving them attention and showing them love. If they haven't wanted to come on trips to your home country since they were 13, perhaps they feel abandoned every time you go. It doesn't make their attitude right, but a young teenager will develop strong emotions about a situation, and that carries on through adult years. It's hard to overcome that teenage logic, despite not being old enough. Ooh, I didn't think about that. I didn't think about them resenting it. Yeah, no, I could definitely see it. It could definitely be like maybe they feel like dad doesn't pay enough attention because they've got the grandkids, and that, like, maybe, yeah, no, I can definitely see them being a little bit I can see them being resentful. But then I would have to ask, how does OP treat his kids, or their kids, from the brother? I gotta look up, I'm gonna see if there's some comments from OP here, because then if that could be a big case, if we could argue that case, then it's definitely because they feel resentful. And it's like, why is it just because he goes on, probably because he goes on multiple trips a year, which I don't think is wrong. He's got another son, and he's got to make sure that he wants to feel present in his life. He probably still spends more time with the two children he's got with his wife than he does with his ex-wife. Now, mind you, his son is 40, so by the time the kids were born, it seems, because they're 24 now. His son was almost an adult at that point. His first child was almost an adult. I keep saying him, and I apologize for that. Let's see here. So, let's see here. This is weird. Oh, this is a deleted comment, but OP does respond to this one. Says, my oldest son had a very privileged childhood. My grandparents paid for everything, and I sent him money. His mom got her education paid for. Oh, shit. His mom got his education paid for and didn't suffer for having a child out of wedlock. My family there is well off. My younger kids got an upper middle class childhood. So I want to assume that the commenter asked, well, how is your son treated? It's just, how does that work? I assume that's what he was kind of asking. Okay, so let's see here. Someone. Oh, here we go. Info. I want to lean not the asshole, but I have to wonder at the family dynamic. Here we go. Yay. You mentioned the oldest grandchild is 13, and you and your wife travel a lot to see them, and you've always supported your son and intend to retire where your oldest lives. You're not the asshole for your response, but I highly suspect your younger kids feel like you show favoritism towards their brother. You already told them you're retiring to another country, which is fine, but how long have you been saying this? Have you heard it since they were teens? I get the feeling a teen hearing this might feel dad is far more interested in his grandkids than having any part in our adult lives. While your kids were minors, did you take them on various small vacations, or were most of the trips during their teen years spent asking your grandkids? It's likely your kids are reacting out of some kind of jealousy and feeling like you care more about your oldest and your grandkids than you do for them. Yeah, I can see that. I was leaning on their very ridiculous. They were acting very ridiculous. But I can get it. And it does seem like I don't agree with the way the kids expressed their feelings, but I can now definitely, like, with this, I can see between the lines of, do you not want to be around us anymore, Dad? Do you not want to be a part of our lives anymore? And I don't think that's what the dad is saying. I think he's saying, I would like to be closer to my grandkids. I would like to do that. And I mean, he definitely has a right. He definitely does have a right. But this is starting to seem more like a bigger issue, at least for them. They seem like a very well-off family if they're able to make various fucking trips to another country. Okay, so OP responds to this. We did all the family vacations. Ohio has some great amusement parks. We did Disney. They came with us to South America 3 times. And then someone responds to that and says, or then the commenter responds to that and says, then not the asshole. I suspect your kids are reacting out of a place where they feel you think being involved in their adult lives not as important to you as your grandkids. I'd sit them down and reassure them you love them and they are important. Your decision on where to retire are based on many factors. Yeah, exactly. Like I said, it's not wrong that he wants to go maybe spend more time with his grandkids. Because, I mean, at this point, his oldest son is 40. This dude and his new kids are... So he's in his 50s. Yeah, I forgot. I did read the age. He's in 60 at this point. And I can now see where the younger kids are coming from, right? It's, hey, listen to me. It's like, hey, Dad, we got like 30 or so years. Like, if Dad sounds good health, it sounds like they take care of themselves. They've got money to at least take care of themselves and afford good doctor visits. It's like, Dad, we only got 30 years left with you. And it's like, majority of that time's going to be spent there with his kids. But then I'm going to argue the other side here, which is like, yeah, but you got to think, for at least 25 years at this point, I think the oldest, right, he's 24. Or the oldest, I'm so sorry, I fucked that all up. They're 24. So for at least 24 years, he's only gone on a few trips out of the year, which that's already surprising. I'd barely be able to afford one back and forth trip if I had to visit my oldest. Once a year, that'd probably be about it. Yeah, like, that is, like, I see it. I can see it now from their point of view. And I'm so sorry that that's what they're feeling right now. Like, they shouldn't have to feel that way, but I don't think they're wrong. You know? I don't think they're wrong. I don't think they're wrong to be upset. I do think, however, the way they handled it, because they were wrong about it. It's not the child-free thing they're upset about. It's their dad's is planning on retiring to another country. That's what it seems like it's about. And they feel like, oh, well, it's like, oh, we don't want to have kids. We're afraid Dad will be upset. Or, like, we're not afraid Dad will be upset. We want him to fight that because we want him to have a reason to come back. right? We feel like he won't want to come back to visit us. It sounds like OP needs to definitely like sit his kids down and be like, I will come back. I love you guys. I'm coming back. Because there's no way he's not. Alright. Alright. He said Michigan sucks. Alright. So I think that's about it. I think we are good. We're good on that one, right? So let's do one more. Another one from Am I the Asshole? Here we go. This one's interesting. This one's got a lot. It's got about 15.4k upvotes, and this was made about 9 months ago. This is, am I the asshole for telling my friend with kids that I'm glad the village doesn't exist anymore? Okay, so this says, I have a friend, Bella, who is late 20s and has a toddler and a baby. She constantly bemoans the fact that the village doesn't exist anymore and people aren't helping her and her partner with their baby the way they used to in past generations, and how selfish it is and how terrible the society is now. Alright. I got it in the first sentence. She lost me in the second. She's really bitter her mother won't retire and babysit the kids for free, but her mother is only in her mid-50s and can't afford to retire yet. She's constantly complained she can't travel or enjoy her life anymore because she doesn't have a village. After years of this, I told her I'm actually really glad we have moved away from that, because the village that parents romanticize is actually the unpaid labor of women, and as a woman who doesn't want a child, I'm glad that I'm no longer considered socially obligated to babysit other people's kids for free or do household chores for people who chose to have kids in my free time. Especially because these people won't pay it forward to me in any way. And if something happened to me, like getting really sick and needing help, they'd use their kids as a reason they can't help me. Oh, God, this is definitely not what I was thinking. Alright, so it's depending on... I also reminded her that the village depended on women not having jobs, and it's a good thing that women can now sustain themselves and aren't forced into dependency on their fathers or husbands. The thing that triggered it was that I went overseas recently for holidays to attend a concert of an artist I really like, and she complained about how she doesn't get to these things because the village is off doing things like that. Then don't have fucking kids then. Sometimes you can't help it, I get it, but don't have fucking kids then. She said I'm just a really selfish person, child-free person who wants mothers to suffer, but I don't think I was wrong. And then she said I was a bad feminist and a terrible person and hasn't spoken to me since. Am I the asshole? What do you think, guys? You think she's the asshole? I definitely think she's the asshole. How dare she want to have a life? How dare she not want to be tied down to her friend? Fuck you, OP. How dare you want to live your life by your terms? You can tell I'm being sarcastic, right? Why? Look, I was a village baby. My mom had a lot of friends who were more than willing to help out. And I'm grateful to them this whole time. I'm sure my mother is grateful to them. It does take a village sometimes. And that's not a thing. And that is a thing. But to what? And first off, to bring up like the back in the day shit. I hate that. Can we like point out like, yes, okay, there are some points. As a straight white male, I'd have fucking thrived back in the day. I'd have thrived. And I'd only probably die if I went to the other side of the neighborhood. The other side of the town, of the city. But who wants to go to back in the day? Back in the day, they didn't have fucking proper health care. Back in the day, they didn't have all the shit we have today. And back in the day, though, they didn't have these insane fucking rent costs. But, on the other hand, I also fucking got fucking beat just for fucking trying to help a colored person out. Or hell, what is it? I'd probably be a fucking racist. It's probably what I'd be. I'm not gonna lie to you. She should get over herself. Like, what do I got for you? Get over yourself. You have a kid. I'm sorry you gotta put your plans on hold, honey, but that's what happens when you have a kid. Maybe you could afford it. It doesn't sound like you can afford it, but once you eventually afford it, start paying for the babysitter. Woo! Pay for the babysitter! But, no, yeah. I don't get it. I don't. We're gonna read some of the comments and then go on from there. Not the asshole, obviously. Your fucking friends just being a... just dick. Quit being a dick to your friends. For no fucking reason. Only be a dick to your friends when they have it coming. You guys... we know basic human decency. You know right from wrong. You know when you're being the asshole. Alright. So, top comment with 13.7 upk votes. Not the ass. There's so many things from caring for the sick/disabled community projects to helping raise children with unpaid women's labor. With unpaid women's labor that relied on us not being able to work. Yes, it's unfair now that women are expected to work and raise children, unless the men are doing an equal share. But in the case, it just sounds like your friend wasn't ready for the responsibility of a child. OP responds to that in quotes, but in the case, it just sounds like your friend wasn't ready for the responsibility of a child. Response, she says, I kind of get the impression she thought they'd be cute little accessories she could take everywhere and then dump them on someone else whenever she wanted a break, or would be more fun to do something without them. I'm going to point it out, probably shouldn't be a mom, though. For the record, that isn't what the village is, and never was. Men were and are an extremely important part of the village. In fact, I believe one reason why the village collapsed is due to the men abrogating much of that duty. But when the village persists, men are very, very much an active part of it. The village meant that when my daughter almost died at 2 months, my great-uncle, the EMT, and my dad came running to help. It meant my aunt and uncle were there to take in my son for 6 months while we were in the hospital. It meant we had friends and family, cousins, etc., all come to take hospital shifts while my mom's friend let us stay in her home. And my architect offered us his personal parking space. This village means that when someone has a baby or surgery or suffers a loss, the whole neighborhood makes meals. It means that when my son has... oh, fuck. Makes meals... means that when my son has issues, or neighborhood makes meals, it means that when my son has issues with school, my dad can intercede. It means that when my mom needs electronic help, my husband is there to help. It means my dad hasn't had to build his own sucka in years. It doesn't mean I can just dump my kids on my parents or in-laws and go party. What it does mean is that I would never go through life alone. A village means you will always have help when you need it, and you are expected to give it in return. Oh, yeah. Completely agree. Well, yeah, it starts to go into the whole male-female thing. No, I understand what OP was saying. You know, it sounds like they're... because, like, again, it wasn't just women that were helping me and my mom out. It was men and women who helped us all out, you know? That's not to say that probably wasn't a thing back in the day. Again, this is why I hate the back in the day comments, because villages still exist. It just depends on the people you have around you, guys. It just means that, like, if you have kids, don't force your kids on your friends. But if your friends are willing to help, take it. Don't abuse it, and let them know you appreciate it. Let them thank them every time. Say, I don't know how much I would do that. If they will accept payment, pay them. They probably won't because they're your friends, and they probably just are doing this because they understand you can't afford the normal shit. But it sounds like, in the end of the day, I like that comment. I like leaving off with that because this was our last video today, last story for the day, guys. But it sounds like, at the end of the day, this woman just wasn't ready for the responsibilities to be a parent, and I'm going to vote she probably shouldn't have kids. Probably shouldn't have any more kids. Hopefully she doesn't end up like that last set of parents. So almost every bad person in the story should not in these stories should not be parents. They should not be parents. Fucking Jesus Christ. People that can't have kids, who shouldn't have kids, stop having kids. You're just making the world more populated and just damaging more young youths in the process. The fuck's wrong with you? Leave them alone.
Fucking hacky sack that shit.
God damn.
But once again, guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate you, and I will be trying to get my friends on for an actual thing. I want them to be a regular part. I feel like these videos will be more entertaining, and I have a lot more fun doing them when I have other people to bounce off of. I am keeping the mask. Always got to keep the mask. But hey, as always, stay groovy, stay gravy out there, fellas. Take care. Bye.